I just made $666 from my laptop within just 1 hour. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I was able to do that and show you live footage of me closing a deal and helping a prospect overcome their own fears and own limitations and actually help them get to where they want to be in their own life. If you don't know me, my name is Angelo Christmas, and this is me documenting my journey to $20,000 per month as a high ticket closer. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm going to give you a sneak peek in terms of like the actual call and how I was able to help him see that the only thing that's been holding him back from achieving the success he wants in his life is himself, and obviously get his commitment, and then obviously show you us closing the deal as well as we do that too. So let's dive in. Got you. And I guess obviously that can obviously be a sting, right? Especially as a business owner. But knowing that it's happened in the past, I guess how long would you say you have been wanting like an additional stream of income to sell? So at this point of the call, as you can see, we're 5 minutes into the call. I've already identified, what he does for work, what is his goal, what he wants to achieve, and essentially he wants to be able to be making, $10,000 plus with something like the offer we provide, which is making money through YouTube automation, because he's not really happy doing his business in construction anymore, right? Long hours, clients not paying him. He wants something different in his life. So now we're getting into how long he's actually wanted that and what's been holding him back from actually making that happen. No excuses, the internal reason from a place of extreme ownership. So let's dive into and see exactly how I was able to help him see that. Supplement that or even, replace that. Like how long has that been something you've been wanting?
It's fairly new, it is a new thought that's been going on in my head. Whilst working on the tools and doing a bit of work myself, I was doing a bit of trading on the side, and I did see a lot of, benefits, and I was quite happy. And not really, I didn't dive in and learn the whole thing, but it was just from watching some videos and picking up pieces myself. So at the moment on the side, I'm reading some books. I'm trying to dive into the trading properly. So
when did you initially start trading?
Sorry, what was that?
When did you initially start trading or looking into trading?
Around COVID time, so 2020, 2021.
Okay, so probably about past 5 years, you've been looking at ways of trying to, replace the income you're making. Got you.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I know a lot of people, personally myself, that are making, quite good money with trading. So
Yeah.
why not just focus on that? Like, why look at something new? Like at this point, just getting clarity on what he's telling me, when he started trading, why not just do trading already since you've already been doing that, right? I'm trying to isolate any other vehicles he could use to get to his outcome, because not necessarily isolate, but just understand, like, is trading a viable option for him? If not, why not? Okay, let's close that door to know that, let's use this vehicle, which is YouTube automation, to get there. Like this, and put more time, effort, and money into learning a new thing, as opposed to just doubling down on trading.
With trading, so I would want to study it properly. I don't think it's something you dive in and start trading right away and start risking your money from the get-go. With trading, I've earned a bit of money in a few months, and then obviously I lost a bit of money in a short period of time. So that was a bit of a setback. So it's all about, I think, learning the psychological side of things with trading. And
that's interesting, especially since you have a lot of experience you've been doing for 5 years. Like, why do you feel like you don't want to just double down on that as opposed to looking at something like this that's completely new? What you say? So you never really answered my question. Now I still want to get clarity on why does he not just want to continue pursuing trading? Like, why is he looking at something new, right? Because we need to understand that before we drop an $8,000 price tag for this program. Behind that.
I haven't been trading for 5 years. No, I traded for a bit, I'd say 5 years ago. And then when I did lose a bit of money, it was like, all right, let's just have a little break. Let's think about how we go about trading. It isn't a joke. It's not a game, So like I said, sort of a few months ago, started opening my eyes a little bit, thinking, right, what is it I could potentially get into to slowly move away from construction? Maybe still dabble into it, but I'm opening my eyes a bit to whether it's trading, whether it's YouTube.
Right.
And ultimately, I know AI is the future, so it's about capitalizing on that now before it's too late.
Because here's the thing, and I'm sure you can appreciate this and realize this as a business owner yourself. Because like with any business model, like whether it's construction, trading, YouTube, dropshipping, like anything can work if you actually give it the right efforts and put the amount of time into it, right? Because like businesses don't fail, people fail, right? So I guess for you, Andy, like knowing you have been sort of wanting this additional stream of income for like the past 5 years or so, like you mentioned, from a place of, I guess, more extreme ownership, like what do you feel has held you back internally from actually making that come to reality, would you say?
With something like trading or YouTube or anything else, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's taking that step, right, and learning something new and walking away from what you already know,
Right.
which isn't a straightforward step,
Exactly. So what that's what I'm saying, like if we go a layer deeper, what prevented you from taking that step and actually, committing and going all in? What do you feel was behind that?
Um, it's probably got to do with um, being used to getting paid every week, and then knowing that, right,
Mhm.
this is going to come to an end now, and we're going to open a new chapter, and there's always a risk with starting something new and not knowing what the outcome is, right? Um,
Exactly. Right. So I guess it's that uncertainty of the new territory, right? And it's good that boom, now we got the actual bottleneck of what's been holding you back. It's the uncertainty of not knowing what could happen if you try something new or actually truly commits and goes all in. Right, so now we're gonna obviously help him see that that's what's been holding him back, and obviously get his commitment to changing that you mentioned. And I appreciate the honesty, and because that uncertainty is the number one dream killer of like most people nowadays. Because like, firstly, I must step with you. Like, what is the actual outcome you want from something like this? Like, what's the like? Let's say 6 to 12 months from now, how much do you want to ideally be making for you to look at possibly slowing down with construction or focus? Looks like I made a mistake here in the call. I should have done this a lot sooner, but I'm looking back on it. For some reason, I got caught up in his current situation, what he does for work, and I never get a tangible outcome of what he wants. So I'm just doing that now before I continue reframing him on the uncertainty. Focusing on like this full time. What's the goal?
I would say um, it's the unknown, right? So I kind of don't really know how much I can potentially make from YouTube, or doing videos, doing AI, faceless videos, or whatever it might be. Um, but
Take like the unknown out of it though, because like there's people making 5K a month, there's people even making like $1 million a month, right? So like it's all about identifying outcome you want, and then how can we actually get there for you personally, right? So
mhm.
for you, like what do you feel like that number would be for you? Obviously not your 10-year goal, but for you to actually get to that next phase you're trying to get to now.
Yeah, yeah.
What
I would happily say it's probably around the 5K mark, 5 to 10K.
5 to 10K. Okay. So ideally five, but in a better scenario, 10,000, right? Because like even then, right, Andy, like in order for you to like if you continue holding on to the uncertainty and you let it hold you back from taking that next step, do you feel like you'd ever be able to get to like those 10K months through something like this and have the freedom you want in your life? Or do you feel like you would need to overcome the uncertainty?
I would need to, absolutely. I would need to. Taking that step, in good faith and actually, trusting yourself ultimately that if you do put the amount of
Yeah,
hours into something, you're gonna
true.
you're gonna get a return. You know.
Mm,
Uh,
100%.
yeah.
And knowing that's the case so far for you, Andy, like you holding on to that uncertainty, I guess, for the past 5 years or so, what do you feel like that's been costing you most, or like as a person?
Um, it hasn't. I understand what you're saying, but it hasn't really been 5 years. It's been in the short term. It's been in the last six. I'll say 6 months ago. 6 months or so. Sorry. You know, growing up, I was always I felt like so he's trying to minimize the pain he's experiencing and the gap, because he's saying it hasn't really been 5 years, but he told me that 5 years ago he tried trading, which means that 5 years ago he wanted to make some kind of change and make money online. So after he's done making his excuse, I'm gonna help him see that hey, it was actually 5 years. It doesn't mean because you haven't been doing much, it's not 5 years. It's that 5 years ago you wanted to make this change in your life, but you never actually do anything and commit to anything. So we're gonna help him see that. I was good at maths, so like when I saw charts and trading and stuff, I thought that was a thing I could get into. So that's why I dabbled into a bit of trading before. Took a step back. I didn't really continue with trading as I knew it's not
But
getting.
even then, right, that was also due to the uncertainty because you're worried you might lose more money, right? So
Yeah,
that's something 5 years ago you initially tried trading, right?
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
Without
Now,
without reading any books, without speaking to like a mentor or someone that's done it.
true. Because picture it like this, Andy. Like even though 6 months now you've been taking it more seriously, 5 years ago the idea did pop in your head, which is why you tried trading.
Mhm.
Now imagine if you pushed through the uncertainty, maybe you got a mentor in trading, you just gave it more time. Imagine how different things could have been now if you pushed through back then, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like for you over these past 5 years, like letting that uncertainty hold you back, like what do you feel like that has been costing you? Like if you were to give it some thought.
My future could be obviously a lot. Well, my present could be a lot different now. If obviously I did double down and actually spend the time and hours rather than wasting time doing whatever it is that I've been doing. So the future's bright. I guess it's a matter of just yeah, taking action and actually taking that step to learn something new and actually
Yeah.
you know.
And that's just only in the past, right? But like if we look at the future, if you let uncertainty hold you back moving forward, like what do you feel like that would continue to cost you moving forward? Like if nothing were to change.
Yeah, you'd just be stagnant, really. You wouldn't be going anywhere. You wouldn't be, I want to travel. I want to explore the world. And if I don't take that step and stick to a construction site and all these hassles that come with dealing with customers and complaints and whatever it might be. It's only going to hold me back and not allow me to grow as a person, really.
Mm, 100% better. And that's the main reason, like, we have these kind of calls before we get into working out, because the last thing we want is for someone like yourself to come in and then the first challenge we run into in this program, you end up giving up, right? Because we know it's not the get rich quick overnight scheme, right? It's going to take work. It's going to take your commitment, right? So that's why we make sure, like, on these calls, we actually find out what's really been holding you back and make sure we can overcome that, not just to join the program, but to ensure that you set up for the rest of your life, right? So knowing that's the case for you, Andy, do you feel like you are now ready to actually push through that uncertainty and finally start living the life you really desire?
Yeah. I'm willing to give it a shot.
Huge.
Learn something new, and of course, there's challenges. Nothing's easy. I understand that totally.
I guess for you then, Andy, like, since it has been, I guess, like 5 years, you have been sort of wanting this. Why now are you actually ready to push through that uncertainty and finally go after your dreams and desires instead of, putting it off another year or 5 years? Like, why now are you ready for that?
Um, I'm 32. I'm getting on a little. So I want to settle down, get a house, and do certain things that I've been wanting to do for the past few years, and things just haven't really worked out the way I want them to. So,
Mm,
yeah, it's a matter of making a change. I'm only getting older.
yeah. What
Um,
what do you feel like you mentioned you've been wanting to do certain things. What do you feel like, I guess, you've been missing out on the most? So there we go. There we have it. Like, that's just an example of us, identifying what's his goal, identifying how long he's been wanting it, and identifying the true reason, the real reason of what's truly been holding him back personally, which is the uncertainty of trying something and it failing. And helping him see that if he doesn't ever overcome that uncertainty, he'll never be able to get to the goal he wants to achieve, which is to be making $10,000 a month online and to have more freedom in his life. Right. So, and then obviously got his commitment to actually overcome that. And then I also doubled down and asked him, okay, why now? Why today are you actually ready to push through the uncertainty and finally commit to going after what you want in your life? And then from there, I'm just going to be digging more and getting more pain points, expanding on those pain points, basically building a bigger gap from where he is now and where he wants to be. So that's pretty much the part of this call I wanted to share on the channel today. It's not the whole call, it's just identifying, what's been holding him back and actually getting his commitment to changing that. And the rest of the call is obviously building a big gap, understanding his pain points, understand what his future will look like when his life changes, understand what the consequences are going to be if he doesn't change. And then now I'm just going to show you, like, the last bit of the call where he does actually commit to getting started and actually do close the deal. So let's take a look. Awesome stuff, brother. So if that's the case, then Andy, the next step from here, I'll drop the link for you in the chat. We'll get that set up, and then I'm going to give you access to the program, get you set up inside, and get you rocking and rolling. Okay, sounds good?
Sounds good, man.
Awesome. How do you feel, brother?
Yeah, excited, man. Excited to take that step and actually, I spend a lot of time on YouTube, right? I'm
At
sure.
least you can start making money from it instead of just going
Why?
So as you can see, he agreed to close, I double checked just to make sure he doesn't have any cold feet. Asked him how does it feel. He told me he's excited. He's ready to close. He had no objections, and it was a deal that he paid. He didn't pay in full. He used a financing option. So my commission from this deal, I made $666, and as you can see, in about almost an hour's time of speaking to him, I made $666, which is what I used to make working a whole month at my old job before I got into sales. It's crazy the growth that I've experienced. But yeah, this is how I spend my time these days and what I enjoy doing the most, because not only am I making good money, but I also have the opportunity to truly impact people's lives and help them achieve their goals in their lives, which is really fulfilling to me. And that's also why I'm sharing these videos on my YouTube channel, to help people see that what's actually possible when you step out your own comfort zone and actually take action towards the outcomes you want to achieve, and also to help people realize that the only thing holding you back is yourself. So stop looking at external reasons, stop making excuses, and just fucking do the work. Right? There's not much else to it. With any goal you want to achieve in life, it's all about just fucking just believe it's possible, take raw action, and never fucking give up, no matter what happens, and you will succeed. I guarantee you will succeed. Okay, so that's it for today's video. It just was a quick one. It was a quick clip from a call I closed with no objections, and me making over $600 in less than an hour, just having a conversation with someone. So as always, if you made it this far to the video, I appreciate you sticking around. Make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, share the video as well, and subscribe if you aren't already. And if you want to follow my journey a bit closer, make sure to check out my social media links down below. Have an amazing day and stay safe.